Hey, welcome everybody. So you're brand new to AutoHotKey, but things are already getting complicated. You may be running out of room on your keyboard for all your new hotkeys, or maybe the idea of scripting is still very confusing. I've been there, but we can fix both those problems. In this video, we'll cover why you should be using Notepad++ and how you can utilize if statements to create a simple lab space and store all of your scripts. Just like that. Let's get started. So if you've just been using the Notepad app that comes with Windows, you'll know it only does black and white. It's pretty boring. There's no line numbers, which can be detrimental if you're trying to troubleshoot. So let's change that. Notepad++ includes line numbers. We can add in syntax highlighting and even use an autocomplete plugin to make things a lot easier. If you're new to the channel, I always will throw up a page like this. You can run through it and follow along if you'd like. What we're going to need for this lesson is Notepad++, it's that free download, and then two also free downloads of the syntax highlighting and the autocomplete plugin. So first, go and download Notepad++. I'll leave the links below just in case. All the versions so far have worked for this, so the current version is good to go. Just use the current version here and download here. I'll meet you back when it's ready. Okay, next we're going to grab the customization for Notepad++, and that's done by an AHK scripter, Nism. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but they are definitely due the credit. I use this and have used it for a long time, so very grateful for it. Here's the link also down below. Right here, this is the syntax highlighting. We're going to download it, save it to the right location, and then add the settings to Notepad++. So you can preview the different styles. I think I went with the default theme, just looked a little bit better. When you're ready, click default theme or lazy theme. It'll open up the code itself. You can right click, save as, and then we need to save it to the right spot. So we're going to go to our local disk, program files, Notepad++, and here we'll save it. You can see I did this back in March. So just save yours in here. Don't need to change anything. Okay, on to the next one. We'll go back. Sorry, not on to the next one. We need to update the settings. So we're going to jump into Notepad++ and then change the language to be our downloaded one. So you're going to go to user defined language, define your language, and import the correct one. So right here, program files, did again Notepad++, and then import this one and open it up. Once you've done that, I think the site says you need just to restart Notepad++. So do that. Next, let's go grab the auto completion. This one, we'll demo it in a second, but same thing. Come over here, save as, but this time we need to jump to a different spot. So we'll go to our local disk, program, Notepad++, plugins, hit save. Should be good to go there with a couple other settings. So we're going to start Notepad++, go to settings, preferences, and have this one checked, enable auto completion, and this one filled in, function and word completion. And then it's best on the second character, and this one checked as well. So what that does is, say you're coming down here and you type in for an input box, it's ready to go. So you can start type in or tab over. It's just a quick feature. You might find it useful. If not, don't worry about it. All right, so now that we have things easier to read and write in Notepad++, let's dive back into the lesson and learn about if statements. So these are an essential tool that I have used a great deal since I've been learning. They're an easy way to affect change based on different conditions. So if we look at this first example, rows, this variable here, equals the number 10. Then we begin our if statement, and it simply says, if rows is less than 11, do whatever is between these two braces. And in this case, it says show a message box with the text that says the number of rows is less than 11. And then it just says to stop. So using these is a very simple way to create change where you need it and when you need it, but to skip over it if it doesn't happen. So let's use these if statements to create a lab space so that you can store all of your scripts pretty neatly in Notepad++. You can copy and paste this kind of starter lab space for you, but we're going to build our own as we go along. So here it is. This is what we're going to build out, and I've created this lab space to start it. So to start off, we're going to need a hotkey. I like to use the Alt key, and that's designated by an exclamation mark. So put exclamation mark, and then equal sign is pretty good. It's just right there on the right hand side, and we'll round it off with the 2 colons. So that's our hotkey. And then we're going to need an input box along with a variable name. It can be whatever you like. I'll just put it in as code. And then a title, pick a tool. Because if this is going to be your toolbox or lab space, you're going to put all of your tools in here. And then we just need a prompt. So please enter a number below. All right, cool. We will work on flushing this out soon, but for now, put return, and we'll see what it looks like. So we're going to save it, come in here and update the script. So double click here and click yes. So now I'm pushing Alt and the equal sign, and here is our input box. We get our title and our prompt. So here's the 2 distinctions. With the regular input box, you only get 2 buttons. You get an OK button and a cancel. And then this X up here works this kind of the same way as the cancel. So we need to make a distinction here. We need to write in what happens if we push cancel or X. So we'll come down here, and you can say if cancel like this, but we want to take into effect the X as well. So a good way is to say if error level, and then we'll put a couple braces in here. So what happens if we push cancel? Well, we just want to return. So we just want to finish it off, stop the script. So now if we updated that and worked it, if we push cancel, it would just stop. But now what happens if we push, or if we evaluate what code is? So if code, say, is equal to 1, we want to have a message box that says you push number 1. Cool. And then we'll stop that as well. All right, so we'll run that, save it, update it, test it out. So pick a tool, please enter number below. If we enter number 1, we get a message box with a title that says you push number 1. It's not too bad. You can just start changing things wherever you like. So now I just added in a title to the message box. Up here, and let me walk you through the steps that I'm going to do now. I have some other sets of tools that I like to use, but it takes up the tick key, and I need that. So if you ever need to suspend your hotkeys or pause a script, you can do so here. So now that I paused that script, I can use that tick mark, and I want to start writing the names of these tools. So what this tick N means is a new line feed or a new line character. So I can just make a new line in my message box prompt to say tool 1. Come down here and I'll say tool 1. We can do it again, tool 2, we'll see how that works. So all right. I'm so used to clicking tick 1 for a delete key that it's hard to break that habit. So I'm gonna reenact it. Okay, back again. So we're gonna say message box tool 2. All right, you push number 2 and add the return. Cool. Save it, update it, test it out. So now we've got our tool names in here, tool 1 and tool 2. So we can push number 2. Sweet. Oh, look at this. I did it wrong again. That's okay. The best part about learning is making these kind of mistakes, and you can always fix them. So what I need to do is I need to move tool 2 up to the title. And how I do that is by removing one of these commas, because right now tool 2 is actually in the message space rather than the title space. So that should be good now too. So I will save it. Oh, I should probably fix that one too. Save it, update it, test it out. Let's click tool number 2 and you push number 2. Sweet. Okay, so we have our first lab space here, kind of ready to go. With Notepad++ and the syntax highlighting that we did, we can do great things by collapsing all of the braces, and that allows you to really organize all your scripts, makes it nice and easy to view. You can expand it when you want to. With this, these are just really easy examples, but you know, you're just limited on your imagination. Whatever you want to put in these braces, whatever script you're writing, maybe you want to store in here, definitely go for it. You can customize whatever you want about this, but I just find it's a great way to get organized and have these tools always handy. It's just one hotkey away, and then you just have to enter one number to reach any of your scripts, which is really good. Saves a ton of space on your keyboard, and I think you'll really like it. If you have any questions about if statements, feel free to check out the website a little bit more, and then go into the documentation on AutoHotKey site as well. If statements are really handy when you need to make quick decisions, and if you're just getting started, they're an easy way to make your scripts have a lot more functionality, and I use them a ton. So remember, keep going, don't give up even if it's a little hard. But the best advice I can give to you right now is find a project or a problem. So if you're at work and you're working between systems, create a tool and put it in the lab space that solves a little bit of the problem that you're facing, and then just work on that each day. So every day, bit by bit, you can make these tools more customized, and in the end you'll have a long set of tools that will make your job much easier. It's pretty much what I get to do every day, and I really enjoy it. So I'll share more as we go along. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. If this provided any value to you, please consider subscribing and liking so that we can keep making more. And please let me know if there's something that you need to work on. I am more than happy to make the next video something that you need, and just let me know down in the comments. Thanks for enjoying and joining us. I'll see you back next time.